Other folks, Pliskin by 51mm. Today I figured I'd do a video out in the garage because it's nice out today and it just stopped raining. I took VTO today so I don't have to go into work, but I'm going to try and go into work tomorrow. Been taking VTO quite a bit lately, simply because they was having issues with I think that's just training people, or I really don't think that's having issues. It's just training people, but I'll try to make work tomorrow. But anyway, talk about some K-bars here. I got a comment the other night on my video about the USMC K-bar. Let me look him over here real quick. Yeah, USMC K-bar by Olean, New York, or from Olean, New York, by the actual K-bar company. Been getting a lot of comments lately on the knife sharpening video, and I got one in particular, and I've seen it reiterated several times. For some reason, people seem to believe that the USMC Fighter K-bar, which is this one here, is sharpened back here on the curve of the spine, back here behind the blade. That's not the case. As you can see here with this one, does not have a sharpened spine right here, and I'm not sure why people assume that the actual legitimate Olean New York K-bars have a sharpened spine right there, because this one doesn't. I mean, some of them might, some of them may have been made back in the old days with a sharpened spine right there on that bend. But I kind of think a lot of people, let me put him up, he's trying to slip off my box here. Everything out here is still set up the same way when I displayed my katana sword. I think a lot of people get the K-bar and the case double X confused, which is this one right here, the case double X. As you can see there, the spine on the case double X is sharp. As you can see, if I were to push my thumb down on that, it would, it would bleed me pretty good. I have tried to sharpen the case double X. I'll show you guys the sheath. I'll talk about it a little bit as well. Go ahead and show the sheath on it. I've had this for quite a bit. I think I got this in December. I haven't had it that long, but in the time that I have had it and I've worn it, I kind of like it a bit more in some aspects than I do the actual Olean New York K-bar. In some aspects, not every aspect. Between the two, I will say this one holds an edge better than the case double X, because albeit I've not had it that long, but I have tried to do my knife sharpening methods on the blade. As you can see there, you can even see where I've rubbed the finish off. I've done some of my knife sharpening methods on the blade, and it's got a nice edge to it. I wouldn't want to be whacked by it, but I don't think, well, there again, you know, it's still brand new and I need to practice with it some more, get the edge refined. But it's not currently, as it is now, it's not holding an edge as sharp as the actual Olean New York USMC Fighter. I tell you, the trick I did with this one primarily is this one had a beveled edge what did I here? It had like a shoulder, or kind of like, if I can explain it. Had like, okay, so this is the edge of the knife. Well, it had like a shoulder, like right here, kind of like this. That kind of blocked the blade from the stone. And quite literally, what I've done to this one, this USMC fighter, is I had to file, well, not really file, but smooth that shoulder there along the edge down to where the stone would make contact. This thing's still razor sharp. I haven't carried it recently. You know me, I carry the new knife a little bit. I've got the KSXX on my hip most of the time nowadays, but that's what I had to do with this one to get the best edge possible. Is like, because there's material there before the edge of the blade along down here, right before the edge, that kind of blocks the stone as you're going. And I had to basically smooth that all down before it would start taking a better edge. I mean, I was getting it sharp before I did that, but after I did that, it's got a hell of an edge on it now. This one, on the other hand, right out the gate, doesn't have that problem. This KSXX. It doesn't have that problem. There is no shoulder there, but I can't for the life of me seem to get it to hold the same edge. I kind of think that's probably a difference in steel. Don't get me wrong, this thing is sharp. I have gotten it sharp and it will cut pretty well, but I've noticed using the same exact methods on this one doesn't quite, bear the same results on this one. So, but like I said, I just now, this one's still basically brand new. I haven't really had it that long. But in the time that I have had it, I will say that I do enjoy it better because the grip, I mentioned this when I did my preview of it, the grip fits my hand better. At least it does for me. I've got big hands. And it fills my hand up, whereas the USMC K-bar is like thinner in the hand. But I can still get a good purchase on this as well. But I just like the way the KSXX feels in my hand. But yes, this is a nice knife. I also like it because this one is lighter. A much lighter knife. Comparatively to the USMC K-bar. This one's got some heft to it, which isn't a bad thing either, but this one's lightweight. This one feels like the Mark I USN K-bar that I've got. So, all in all, between the two of them, this one at the moment seems to get sharper, easier, especially after I did the little modifications, and this one, I'm still working on it, but I figured I'd come out here and, talk about them some more, make a video about them, because I had been needing to do some more discussions with this bad boy. But yes, that was the other topic I brought up too, is I don't know why people think the USMC Olean New York K-bar has a sharpened edge back here. It doesn't. Mine don't. It didn't come that way either. It just, well, yeah, it didn't come sharpened. It came with a dull edge back there. People seem to, now there might be a few of them out there floating around that do have a sharpened spine, but all of the ones I've seen don't have it. This one's the only one I know of that has a sharpened spine in the back in comparison to the actual K-bar. Or, well, I say actual K-bar, but the Olean New York K-bar. But I figured I'd do some talking about them some more. This one's coming along nicely as a carry knife. It's actually probably a better carry for a full length blade. You know, 7 inches, however long. I forget how long the blade is. I know overall it's pretty damn long, but for a full length carry knife, this one's probably the best bet if you don't want the extra heft. Not saying that the USMC Olean New York K-bar is a bad choice. It certainly isn't. This one's alright, but you know, if weight's a factor for you, then this one probably wouldn't be your best bet. But you know, I've wore this one so long the weight don't bother me. But you know, between the two, this one's a lot lighter. Both very good knives. I will say too, another thing people gripe about, I don't understand, I've been asked about it a lot, is the offset handle on the Olean New York K-bar. As you can see, the blade sits lower than the handle, and that drives people up a tree. In that video where I compared the fake K-bar with this one, people complained about this. You know, the offset handle the most. Other than me calling it a fake, but you know, I had another person the other night on there. Well, actually, I had 2 or 3 people on that video the other night griping about the blade being offset. So I don't know why it's offset. I've read that that in World War II the handles they used were thicker and would fill up the space back here behind the hilt better. But you know, their new modern ones are slimmer, thinner. So you know, it is what it is. It don't bother me, but it seems to bother a lot of people. But I figured I'd do another discussion video on the two, because, you know, why not? It's a nice day out, albeit rainy and a little nippy. And I took today off of work, so, you know, figured to make a YouTube video. Anyway, guys, this has been Pliskin by 51mm. I'll be doing more videos on these two in the future. Definitely we'll be doing another video on this bad boy coming up, because the more I continue to wear it, you know, I get more impressions of it, and that will help me do some videos on it when I finally, you know, leading up to the review, because it is a nice knife. I like it. The leather's still nice too. You gotta take pictures of them when the leather's still like this kind of orange yellow look, because if you wear them a lot and have them out and all that, and they turn a dark red like this, which is cool. But you know, my Olean New York used to be same color as this once upon a time, about 10 years ago. Yep, I've had the Olean. I've had this one for 10 years. Anyway, guys, it's been Pliskin by 51mm. Catch y'all in the next video.